Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining and taking the time out. As Rashmi rightly mentioned, that it's very important to really understand where not to use AI. Looking at what technical writer industry is heading at, we have seen a lot of gap in the understanding. What technical writers have the understanding about AI is different from what it should actually behave like. To give you a scenario, let's say if you use AI just to improvise things, improvise documentation, rather you should think how AI can fit in your existing workflow without reshuffling your existing workflow, and how it can help in each and every step that you follow in your documentation process, in either your personal documentation or your enterprise documentation or API documentation, for that sake. So let's start with uh, what we will be covering in this session. So I'll walk you through the agenda of this session. We will be very precise on what we are going to discuss. By the end of the session, I want every technical writer in this call to understand how AI can fit in their existing workflow without inventing a new workflow. Secondly, I want every technical writer to be very efficient with the tokens that they are using with AI, uh, to get the most value out of whatever doc they are writing. You have to understand who you are writing it for, and based on that, request AI to create a doc that suits customers' needs rather than our own agenda. Third, we have seen the most important pain point in technical documentation process. It's the collaboration with the developers. So developers already are short on time. So I will give you a very good framework that will help you, optimize that time that you are spending during the information exchange or the interview or knowledge transfer session, whatever you may call it in your organizations. So I'll give you a good framework that you can follow. Obviously, it includes AI as one of the crucial parts of it, but you will take home a good framework that can help you ask right questions to the developers rather than shooting your shots or wasting much time in actually understanding the basic nuances that you can get answered by that can be answered by AI, rather than asking developers for any basic questions. So, long story short, collaboration is one of the most important part, and I'll also take you through how whole collaboration thing can happen in one single tool rather than using Notion or written on paper notes or any Slack channel or any other tool that you use existing in your organization. And lastly, last but not the least, it's very important what you make gets noticed in the industry by your fellow technical writers or your recruiters. So it's very important what you do as a technical writer. You publish it in very easy and efficient manner, and I'll give you a sneak peek of what we'll create. So this is sort of a portfolio that I have built on DocuWiz. So here you can see I have added my custom icons, my favorite colors, my image or an illustration I want to add. So all the docs, all the references, everything, all the embedded resources or images that you see on this page can be built within 5 to 10 minutes if you have all the content ready with you. But I'll walk you through it, like how you can do it in DocuWiz on your own and publish it for free. So this is the whole agenda that we are going to cover in this call. So let's get started with the DDLC walkthrough. So this is the framework that I'm assuming all the technical writers, knowingly or unknowingly, follow in the organization. So by and large, it covers around 10 steps. These are the 10 steps we actually noticed in our own organizations, our own technical writers following in our organization. And uh, it starts with interview prep. By interview prep, I mean the knowledge transfer prep. The interviews that you do to understand the requirement of what feature you want to document, and the KT and all the time that you spend with the developers understanding the requirement, the nuances of the feature, and what you want to write. So the first step is already obviously the interview prep. Then all the 10 steps we'll walk through, and I'll tell you precisely which tool and which part of these steps require the AI's intervention. We won't automate everything, but in our existing DDLC process, I'll give you the frameworks and all the skills that are required for AI, for Claude or any other LLM that you're using. So I'll give you all the skills, but you can freely decide which part to automate and where to use AI, and especially where not to use AI. So to give you a context, so I'm sure most of the technical writers here must have faced this problem of limited bandwidth with with the developers. Uh, Developers are already caught up in their own sprint, so giving the knowledge transfer to the technical writers is like an additional work for them. It's not their primary objective, not the primary task. They don't have any incentive to give you a knowledge transfer because the documentation is for the users and not for the developers. So it's really important that you optimize and get the most value out of whatever time that you are spending with the developers talking to them. So the most important thing is to understand what to ask and what not to ask. So I'll give you this framework. So clear framework is what we call internally at Docuvis and in our company. So it starts with understanding the common use cases of the feature. Uh, like 80% of the users, what 80% of the users will come on for this feature. Uh, you have to understand like the ins and outs of basics of those features. Then ask the larger context, like how this feature fits into our existing product journey. If you understand the user journey end to end, it will be much easier for you to uh, understand what to document and how to design and which template and which style to choose for that particular doc. Then understanding the edge cases, where it breaks and where what are the edge cases and what are the things to be taken in mind while documenting. Then access control, who are the people who are going to use this feature? So if there are, let's say, 10 kinds of personas using one particular tool, you have to understand which persona is this feature targeted to, so that you can decide the tonality and how to write that document and how to publish it. And lastly, risk and dependency, like what module is it dependent on? If the users need to know that if I use this particular feature, these are the modules it is dependent on. Now feed everything to Claude. So the first step starts with context building. It's really important for your LLM or whichever tool that you use for AI, be it ChatGPT, Claude, or any other preferred LLM. So you have to give as much context as possible to that chat, because that will help you find out edge cases and find out what questions to ask to the developers while you are doing the KT or interview prep. So I have created one small Claude prompt, which will help me understand which question not to ask to the engineer. What are the questions? What are those questions that Claude can already answer you based on the PRD, Figma link, or Jira Epic, or OAS, Open API spec, or Slack thread, or whatever content or KT that you have. It can be screenshot from the notes that you have taken. Just feed it to Claude, so that all the source data Claude will use and tell you which are the questions that you don't need to ask the developers, because those are basic nuances. So why are we doing this is to reduce the time that you spend with developers, let them do their job, and you focus on the documentation more rather than understanding the feature. So when you will get the response from the Claude, you will have all the list of questions that you need to ask to the engineers. And this is how you can eliminate the unnecessary questions and bring down, let's say, if you take 1 hour to do the KT, you will only take 25 to 30 minutes, just analogically speaking. You can just take 20 or 25. So your time will reduce. By the end of this session, you can also we have also built a Claude skill specifically for this, because we had many redundant docs that we had to create based on every new release. So we have created a Claude skill which can help you curate all the questions that you should ask to the engineers depending on the feature. Now coming to the sharp, so we call this a sharp question hack. I'll explain you what that exactly is. So this step will give you all the edge cases. You just have to, so you have already fed all the context to the Claude, and now you have all the questions. So you can, compare the responses that you have gotten in the interview and the context that you have added to the Claude. So based on this, you will get the edge cases and the basic nuances that are missed between, or the communication gaps that happen. You are uh, taken care from this step. Again, we have a Claude skill you are free to use by joining our Slack channel or whichever method you prefer. Now, during the KT, during interview, and all these steps have been like KT prep or the interview prep, how to prep for the interview, what questions to curate. Now, when you are in the interview, you are talking to the developers, it's really important that you record the meeting and capture the flow, because it's very difficult to stay in track with what flow that's happening, what are the things that I want to make sure while documenting the tool or the feature, because these nuances get missed, and it's only a human error. So it's very important that you give this control to AI or whichever tool that you prefer. Personally, we prefer for capturing the flow, we use Scribe. So Scribe is nothing but it just captures whatever clicks that you are doing, clicks that you are doing on your screen, and it will capture the screenshots and it will create the hotspots where you clicked. So in the documentation, you don't have to actually do the screenshot of all the whole feature and then do the marking, make arrows and say click here, and then the text following it. Scribe does that for you. And you can also record your voice from Scribe, and it will create a transcript which you can put in Claude, and then give whole context to that particular chat. So one is recording the meeting, and the second is capturing the flow. So recording can be done via Google Meet. You both can join Google Meet, and you can record the voice. And for capturing the flow, you can use Scribe. It's a free tool. You can do the onboarding on your own. It's just a product recommendation. You are okay to use whichever tool you feel you are comfortable with. It's just your choice. Personally, internally, we are using Scribe to record the step-by-step screenshots. So we don't have to spend that much time in capturing the screenshots and then making the hotspots. So now you have the recording and the Scribe flow. Now, using these two inputs, you can paste this prompt and you can create the first draft of your document. What this will do is, it won't give you a promising accurate content, but this will give you a rough idea what style you want to pick. Now I'll touch the style guide a little bit later, but before that, I wanted to press the importance of understanding who you are writing this for. If you don't consider the personas while writing, more often than not, the documents don't serve a purpose to the people who they are written for. So it's really important to understand the personas those features are made for and what tonality to write it in. So we have created one small framework. So in this framework, you have to first write down all the roles of your personas, like what job titles actually opens this page. So let's say your doc is written specifically for developers who are creating the backend checkout flow. So you can write down SDs, software development engineers, and all the roles that are involved in the development process. These are the people who will be generally referring to the doc. Like what prior knowledge that they're carrying to while referring to that doc. So we need to understand what they assume, what they already know. So this will help us understand better how to write that doc. Third step is to write the job to be done. Like, why are they coming to that doc? Is it only one step that they are looking for, or is it the whole workflow or the journey that they are interested in that particular doc? So write down the job that they are trying to achieve using that doc. And last but not the least, the arrival point, where they are entering your doc from. Are they uh, were they stuck in their product in one particular error message, or is it the whole workflow? Is it the new feature launch? Is it the revamp of the existing feature? Let's say your designers or your developers move that one button from one place to another. So are they are they coming from the existing workflow, or they are new users? So it's really important to understand what is the arrival point. After you have the reader cards, you can dump all that context to Claude. And once Claude has all the context, it will know the persona of the users. It will know why they are coming to the doc. They will know exactly whom the doc is written for, and lastly, they will know what style guide to follow for that particular persona. One thing to make sure is that not to switch between chats. Uh, Please put all the context in one single chat and not in different chats, because that leads to lack of context for your AI model, and that will lead to a lot of gaps between what you want to make versus what you get at the end. So now, after the context dump, as I mentioned, you have to decide what is the style guide you want to follow. So in terms of styling, now that Claude has all the context, it will provide you the style guide. If not, then you can use this particular prompt and paste it in Claude, or I'll provide you the skill at the end of the session, which you can use to get the style guide based on whatever context Claude has, and it will give you what template to follow. Now comes the most important part for the technical writers, is the content development. This is where all the action happens. So I'll tell you what things to keep in mind while creating while developing the doc. So it's really important, based on the style guide, you decide which template you want to follow. So let's say if it's a release note, if it's a new feature release, uh, if it's like a revamp of existing feature, if it's a change log. So it depends what use case you want to solve for, and then what template you want to choose for that particular doc. So this is where DocuWiz comes into play. I'll just sign up quickly. And here, as you can see, there are few modules. So you can ignore all the dashboard for now. I can give you a detailed walkthrough later. But just to give you a rough idea of how we are solving the templates issue, you can just click on one particular guide, just click on the plus button and start with a template. So here we have created bunch of widely used templates by all the technical writers throughout enterprises. So here is the tutorial, how to guides, explanation, references, release notes. So these are all the templates that we have given by default. So you don't have to waste that much time to figure out what should be the structure and design of that particular blog. You can just come to start with template, and here you will see the content already pre-fed. So it's easier for you to just copy and paste from Claude itself. You don't have to start everything from scratch. On the right, we also load the table of content. And if you're happy with this particular template, you can just use it and just keep editing and enhance it using AI in DocuWiz itself. We have one more very important feature here, is to create template. Let's say there are all the templates that you see here are not that big of a use for you. So you can create your own custom template here and standardize and generalize it for the whole organization. It doesn't matter if you don't have the templates. You can just ask any new technical writer or any new writer to just use that particular pre-made template and just save the changes here and just standardize it. So you don't have to waste that much time in making the decision every time you have to create a new doc. Coming back to our slide, um, so now that we know the template and AI role in creating and fixing those templates, we have to understand the time it takes to actually synthesize the screenshots and create and arrange those into some particular sequence. So internally, personally, we faced there is a lot of dependency on maybe designers or graphic designer or whoever is working on those product screenshots. uh, it takes a lot of time to create get the screenshots, collect those in one particular sequence, and mark the hotspots, where to click, where not to click, and arrange that in one particular block. So AI, what it does is it reduces that much time and helps you synthesize documentation in much lesser time and more higher accuracy. So the images without the screenshot grind, so you don't have to do the grind for creating the images. Scribe does that for you. You can just feed those screenshots to Docuviz and just publish it in one go. Now, again, recalling the same thing, you have to keep everything in one single chat. Now comes the most painful and most time-taking part of DDLC. Uh, so whatever document that you have created, in order to make sure that if it's accurate or not, you have to obviously get it through the developers and ask if that particular thing satisfied the engineering and the user needs. But since initially we said that, okay, developers don't have that much time. So how do we make sure that this like this back and forth doesn't happen that much? It prevents a lot of iteration and time for both you and the developers. So we have made sure in Docuviz you can invite the team members by going to settings. You can invite your developers or product managers or the designers who have designed the workflow to ask them to actually do the feedback part. So what you can do is you can invite a new person and just ask them to go through that particular guide. And here, as you can see, if I want to provide feedback on this particular doc, I can just click and share. In the editor, I can just click and share the comment. So let's say I want to revamp. I feel that, okay, this particular line is inaccurate, so I'll just say inaccurate line. Please make it simpler or something like that. So any feedback that I have, I can just attach any image alongside it, or any file alongside it, and it will get uploaded, and you can just save it or tag that person. So you don't have to manage all that flow in different channels like Slack or Google, any other tool that you use for communication. Everything happens in one single place. So let's say if I am the writer, I can see the comment, I can see which line this is referring to, and I can see the file that that's attested along with it. It can be an open API spec or an image or a screenshot or anything like that. I can just put a reaction to it, give an acknowledgement or reply okay, and then I can rework on the documentation. So this is how they can provide feedback in their own space, in their own time bandwidth. You don't have to chase for them. It reduces the development time or documentation development time by many folds. So once you are done with this particular guide, it's really easy to publish the new revision. And in order to see the new revision, you can just publish and see which guide that refer to. So this is the guide which I published right now. It's a single click. So this is how it saves a lot of time if you follow this workflow, AI plus Docuviz. It's a very powerful tool for technical writers. Now, coming to docs to life. So once you are done with the guides and the changes that you are happy with, so it's really important for your code and your documentation to live alongside each other, because that's one thing that's that's causing that one gap is causing the inaccuracies between the code and the doc. We have received many feedback from the users that there are no other tools in market that do it as seamlessly as DocuWiz. So you can just come and make sure that all the references, your open API specs, your APIs, your guides, your categories, everything stays in one single place. So it we have also made it very easy for the technical writers to publish it on Git, because Git has its own learning curve, and we wanted to make sure that rather than spending that much time learning Git, we can just make it easy for the developers to just click on this particular icon that you see on the top navigation. You can connect your source control. You can connect and import the data that's already there in Git, or you can commit and push whatever changes that you have done in the workspace, and it will immediately within 1 second reflect on Git or any source control of your choice. Currently we support Git and GitLab, but in future we are also integrating as many source controls as possible. So this is how you can make sure that everything that you are publishing here is also in sync with code, or whatever code changes are happening, you're also aware that these are the changes that are happening in code. So I want to rework on the documentation depending on the changes. So this helps a lot. So I have also I'm also being notified depending on, let's say someone leaves a comment. Let's say I'm a writer, a developer leaves a comment. This particular doc is not accurate, so I'll be notified. So this thing doesn't get bypassed or get missed by me. So I'm also notified on emails as well. So these are the ways DocuWiz and AI can simplify your DDLC workflow and reduce the time of doc generation by many folds, and help you create docs that are not only accurate but also help users achieve their goals why they came to that doc. It's a foolproof method. AI helps you create best case scenarios depending on the context it has, and DocuWiz helps you simplify that back and forth feedback workflow. So whole the DDSC workflow, the biggest bottleneck is technical writers not able to get the reviews from developers. So we have made it easier for the developers as well to share their feedback on DocuWiz. Now, uh, after maintenance, one of the most important thing is for the technical writers. So it's really important that whatever work that you do using AI or DocuWiz or any other tool that you are using right now, it's very important that you can showcase that to the community by building your own personal brand. Uh, it helps you in many different ways. Some of them are, if you want to look for new jobs, if you're applying to new jobs, it's really important that you create your online presence, and get discovered by your fellow writers and by the recruiters as well. So we have made it very easy via DocuWiz to create your own personal portfolio, which you can see right now. So this is a portfolio that I have created on DocuWiz. So as you can see, I've created my own custom logo, custom image. I have my own text. I have my own name. I have custom tabs. There's this resume that I can attest. And there are a list of guides and references that I have worked till now, new recipes, uh, additional resources. If I have any video or any other embedded link that I wish to attest, I can easily do that in DocuWiz. Just to give you a basic idea of how it's done, I'll create a new workspace just to showcase how this can be done in very easy steps. So let me create a new workspace. So okay, so I'll just for now log out from my existing workspace. Yeah, just hold on for a second. Yeah, okay. So let me come back to DocuWiz. I'll sign in quickly using Google. Yeah, I'll just use any new account that I wish to use. I'll continue. Now you can see I can just enter the name of my workspace. Let's say Devesh. This is my name. I'll just preload some sample guides and references so it's easier for me to showcase how it will look in the consumer side. If you wish, you can just opt not to load your workspace with preloaded sample guides and references. If you have your own guides and references, you are most welcome to upload it. It just takes a couple of seconds to upload those as well. So as you can see, these are like the like sample specs and APIs that we have pre-fed. Now, if I want to add my own theme, my own color, I can just do that in portal customization. As you can see, I can just upload my own image from here. Let's say this is the image that I want to add, just for an example. And here you can also edit what links that you want to show on your top navigation. So let's say I want to attest a resume. I can add it here and the link along with that resume. So let's say just for a rough example, I just copy this Google link. I just paste it here and just save it. Now, once you're happy with your customization, you can also change the color if you want. If you wish to give it a red or any other theme of your choice, you can just give that particular color. As you can see, the whole theme will be customized based on your preference. You can upload your logos, upload your fav icons the way that I did for my own use case. So let's say I'm creating this for Scribe just for an example. So I'll just upload a particular logo. Let's say this is the logo I want to use. Now, okay, so this is the logo that I have uploaded. You can do it for light and dark mode as well. We support both. Now, once I'm happy with this, I can just view published site. And here you will be able to see the whole customized consumer side page. Yeah, so here you can see the whole page has been published based on your color. And I think the logo is too large for this. Let me upload a smaller logo. Yeah. So on the hero section as well, you can add any logo or any file of your choice. You can just save it. And once you publish it, you can see all the changes happening then and there. As you can see, the logo has been updated, and all the files, all the resources that you published, you can attest them here. So this is how I built a portfolio of my own. You can also go ahead and try it out. It's for free. The hosting even doesn't cost you. So uh, I would love to know if there are any doubts or any questions regarding the session before we proceed with our uh, session. I'll be happy to take any questions, any doubts, any queries.
For any doubts, you can unmute yourself or put your questions in chat so we can take it up.
Yeah, thank you, Henry. I'm glad you liked the session. Thanks for the applaud.
I have also added a feedback link in the chat. So I would request everyone if you can just provide like a 10-second feedback to us. It will help us for our future sessions also. And now that in this session, we have shown that how technical writers can leverage AI in various stages of DDLC. Soon we'll be having a hands-on on this particular session. So let us know if you would like to have that in the feedback form.
Also, meanwhile, all like while I was presenting all the slides, if you ever wish to get hands-on to the skills that were there in Claude, the skills that we have created in Claude for our own use cases, you can also join our Slack community. I have sent all those skills that will help you proofread your existing docs. Even creating the content from scratch based on the context that I mentioned, and style classifier. So we have created these three very important skills that will help you save a lot of time. And these are foolproof. These are already tested. So I'll be happy to share those with you. You just have to join the Slack channel, and in Doc's announcement, we have given those skills. So feel free to use those skills for your own use cases.
Yeah, I see Diksha has raised her hand. Diksha, you want to unmute yourself if you have any question?
Yeah, hi Devesh.
Hi,
Very
Diksha.
Thank you, Rashmi. So thank you for this, wonderful session. So
Most welcome.
actually, I was working in a startup who was building, it's a defense product. So we were in a defense R&D product. So it's like when you were mentioning that you were showing that Claude wala part. So I was just wondering that, so it is something like, very confidential. Sometime we were, the engineers were preparing the product design in SolidWorks and all. So those are like the confidential details. We cannot put it in AI, right?
Yeah.
So without putting in AI that whole information, how can I take leverage from AI? I mean, I want to know this.
So okay, so your question is if the information that you are documenting is a little sensitive, which can't be
So
uploaded in AI.
let me rephrase. So as far as I understand, this is for this the whole process is something related to the software side. So I am working in the hardware startup. So if I want to make document based on my product, which is kind of confidential data, so how can I take leverage in that respect?
As far as I can understand, for confidential work, I would obviously like think twice before using any existing LLMs like Claude and ChatGPT. But there are, I think, on-prem and local LLMs that you can use, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I'll have to do some like research on this, because honestly, I haven't
Mm.
faced this particular use case where I have
Okay.
abstained from uh, like sharing the information to AI. But uh, I would love to explore this use case, and I'll get back to you on this.
Yeah, thank you so much. And one more thing, will it be possible to integrate this? Can I download this template or a document from Docubase and put it in Confluence where we are using our, having our repository?
Yes, yes, definitely. I'll share my screen and show you exactly how you can do it. It's very simple. Uh,
Okay.
you can see these documents, right? So let's say these are the guides that you have created. Let me open one particular guide. Okay, so this is empty, but I can give you a sample So here, as you can see, these are the list of guides. So you can just directly download all the pages into Zip, and what it will do is it will create all the Markdown folder. So what you can do is, whatever tool, either Google Docs or Confluence or anything else that you're using, you can just upload that Markdown file there. So you can just download here the PDF or Markdown format from here and just upload it to Confluence or any tool of your choice.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Devesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Diksha. Any other queries or any doubts? suggestions?
Yeah, I see Arpita has raised her hand. Yeah, Arpita, go ahead.
Hey, hi, Devesh. Uh,
Arpita.
Actually, I don't have any question, but to Diksha's question, since I am a technical writer in cybersecurity, and we do documentation on that particular niche where we handle all the tools that we use for cybersecurity and the onboarding guides for the new joiners and everyone. So we do use an enterprise version of the Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, since Microsoft is considered to be, a safer side. So we do have purchased, our organization have purchased the enterprise version so that whatever the sensitive data or the confidential data that we are using, so it though like we are uploading some of the not the entire document but some bits and pieces of the context that whatever we need to have the reference from the AI, so we do use the Microsoft Copilot enterprise version for that case. Yeah, so that's what I was just wanted to share.
Oh, thanks a lot for this. Actually, it's a great insight. So I think Diksha might find this piece of information important if, in case her company is open to exploring Microsoft Copilot. But I'm curious, like, are there any other tools that are not for enterprise version but allow this thing for free? Like, are you aware of any other tools like such?
Not sure, but since we work using Microsoft Copilot, and in that they have inbuilt a version of Claude, not exactly the Claude, but
Okay.
yeah, we can leverage some sort of the Claude AI with that. But yeah, most of the times it is helpful, and we can build our own agents anytime in that inside Copilot. So yeah.
Oh, great insight. Actually, you should publish all these insights on your social media so that your
Yeah.
fellow writers can also get to
Yes,
know.
actually, this
Yeah,
will
sure.
help.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Arpita.
Thank you.
So, Arpita, I think I have one great suggestion for you. You can actually sign up to DocuViz and create your own portfolio. It won't take much time. Even in fact, our team, I can also help you out with your portfolio, because I think you have a lot of information that can be helpful for the other people, community members as well.
Sure.
So
After
just
your
encourage.
session, I was just thinking about it.
Yeah. So let us know if you feel if you need any help. We are just open to that. You can just create your portfolio, just dump all the files, or you can provide the files to us and we'll set it up for you.
Sure.
You don't even have to take that effort. So what it will do is it will actually help you build presence online as well. And it will customize based on your favorable theme. So I think whatever information that you have, you can share there and host it up there. It
Yeah.
will be very helpful for others as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the insight as well. Any other question or suggestion or any follow-up for that?
Devish, I have a question.
Okay.
So, I just wanted to know if I'm sharing a link of a document from DocuViz. So,
Okay.
does the other person also need to have? Does the other person also need to have the access to DocuViz?
So we have both the ways to do it, Manisha. So it's a great question actually, because there are few documents that you only want to show to certain people who have access to those, but there are few docs that you want to publicly post for all the users. So we have both the ways. So basically we have RBAC for consumer side as well. So long story short, if you share a link to someone, it's in your control whether you want to show it to everyone or to specific people you want to pick. So we have both the ways. You can just share the link, everyone can see, but if you want, you can make it confidential as well.
So if I'm creating my profile here, so does it come with a cost or is it free?
No, it's free. It's totally free. Whatever link that you're even hosting, it's also free. There are no cost whatsoever.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Devish.
Thank you. Yeah. Let us know after you sign up. If you have any doubt, you can personally reach out to me via LinkedIn or or email. I'll just share my email here. So you can reach out, even Manisha, Arpita, Diksha, if you find anything that you are stuck in, just let me know. I'll be there to assist you for your setup.
Sure. Thank you.
So I have shared my email here in the chat. You can just reach out to me and share any query or any support that you want. We are always available there. So you can just ping me whenever you want. Any other queries from any feedbacks or any queries, any doubts about the product or the process, how this session can be made better, or any other feedback on the deck?
Well, thank you
Devesh,
everyone for joining. Yeah, somebody had a question.
Manisha had a question. Yeah, please go ahead.
do we get the recording of this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, please join we'll post everything, all the assets which Devesh had mentioned, all the skills, all the prompts he mentioned for every stage of DDLC and the recording. We'll post it right after the webinar in our Slack channel, so you can take it from there. And yeah, and we're very active there. So any doubts you have, if you want to build your portfolio, after our last session on Docsys Code, we helped a lot of people build their own portfolio. So if you want to build your portfolio or set up your documentation workflow, do reach out to us through Slack or email. Yeah, we are quite active there. So would be happy to help you.
And I had missed the previous 2 sessions. So do I get the recordings there itself?
Yes, all those recordings also are there on the Slack channel. You can see the announcement channel there. You can find it there. If you're still not able to find it, do reach out to us through DM and we can share those recordings with you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Thanks.
Rashmi, Devesh. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining. It's a Saturday, so thanks a lot making time for this. And happy weekend. There's a feedback link in the chat. You can give your feedback so we can curate our next session accordingly and make the most of it. So yeah, thanks a lot, everyone, again.
Thanks a lot, Arpita, Amit, Mahindra Kumar, Enrique. Thanks a lot, Archana, for joining. Please stay connected, stay active in the community on Slack, or you can also reach out to us anytime, any product assistance or for any other topic. Yeah. Thank you, Dini. Thank you for joining.
Hey, hi Devesh. Are you there?